From a small town to making his mark on the international stage, one local high school will honor one of its most accomplished alums over the weekend. 7 News reporter Dan Mayers tells us how Bridgeport High School will pay tribute to one of the area's most successful athletes who's become a literal icon in his sport.
When you walk into Bridgeport High School, you can't help but notice the many portraits of Hall of Fame and professional athletes that are now part of the school's rich athletic tradition. Hanging in the center of those impressive photos is Bobby Douglas. He's an icon in the sport of wrestling, considered by many to be the most successful wrestler to ever come out of the Valley. As a tribute to Douglas, the school will host the first ever Bobby Douglas Invitational Wrestling Tournament this weekend. Coach Matt McFarland says a home tournament has been a goal of his for quite some time.
I decided that we needed to get a tournament that my boys had a chance to show what they were doing around here locally instead of just finding another tournament somewhere else. So I thought to myself, like, we got the time, I know we can get the mats, why not have one right here where wrestling really started here in the Ohio Valley.
McFarland says naming the tournament after Douglas was a no-brainer. Douglas credits his high school coach, the late George Kovalik, as having a life-changing impact on him at an early age.
I was very fortunate to have had one of the all-time great coaches, George Kovalik. And not only was it George Kovalik, but there were other good coaches at Bridgeport High School. Most of the men around there kind of looked after me because they knew I didn't have a father, and my mother wasn't with me. I was being raised by my grandmother.
In high school, Douglas was a 4-time OVAC champ, a 2-time state champion, and a member of the 1959 team that pulled off an amazing state championship victory. Douglas was a 2-time Olympian and a Hall of Fame coach.
Just starting from his roots here in Bridgeport, Ohio, all from a coach, seeing him and bringing him in, I think tells a lot of his roots to the sport and what we would like to do as the school where he was at, to share his tradition, to continue that tradition, to remember that name, and to keep it going throughout time.
The tournament, which features 14 teams, will get underway this Saturday. McFarland says he's grateful to all of the volunteers and donations that made the event possible. Reporting from Bridgeport, Dan Mayers, 7 News, working for you.
Thank you, Dan. Coach McFarland says he hopes the Bobby Douglas Invitational will become one of the area's most competitive tournaments. The action gets underway this Saturday at 9 a.m.